Good morning. My name is Deborah Campbell, and I serve as the city manager of Asheville. As usual, I want to start by thanking everyone in the community for your continued support and your ongoing efforts to contribute to our community's recovery from Tropical Storm Helene. We are on day 147 of our emergency response and recovery efforts. Today, we will provide updates on the city's winter weather preparedness message, the launch of a new Asheville Recovers website, the results of the Helene Recovery Priorities Survey, which will be given by our Communication and Public Engagement Director, Dawa Hitch. She will then turn it back over to me, and I will conclude with updates on City Council's recent retreat and an upcoming opportunity to share comments on the city's 2025-2026 budget. So, winter weather update. City staff across multiple departments are working together to deliver a coordinated response to today's and tomorrow's winter weather. Yesterday, Public Works crews pre-treated priority roads with brine to help prevent ice formation and are out salting the roads today as well. As was stated by county staff, temperatures are expected to drop tonight, which could make for icy road conditions tomorrow morning. For proactive measures, our Public Works crews will remain working through the night and into tomorrow, salting the roads until conditions improve. Water crews are on standby for 24/7 coverage as needed for possible water line breaks. Additionally, fire, police, and water production teams will be staffed for 24/7 coverage as well. Residents are encouraged to stay informed through the city's website and social platforms. If travel is necessary, please practice caution as icy roads are a possibility. With respect to the predicted temperatures being in the teens, the two most important steps you can take, particularly to protect your water pipes, are cover outside faucets, drip an indoor faucet overnight. The full list of protective measures are posted on Water Resources website and on the City of Asheville social media channels. Shifting back to Helene recovery, I'm happy to share today marks the launch of a new city-managed website, ashevillerecovers.org. This site is a dedicated online resource for Helene recovery within the city limits. The site was designed to ease navigation through the many channels feeding into our city's ongoing recovery efforts. Many of the features you will see were inspired by feedback city staff received through the Helene Recovery Engagement Hub. Whether you're looking for progress updates, public meetings, community-sponsored events, upcoming FEMA deadlines, volunteer opportunities, or links to resources, all information can now be accessed through this one site. In addition to city information and updates, ashevillerecovers.org also provides access to the vital work being done by community partners. From nonprofit initiatives to local government actions, the site showcases collaborative efforts and resources available to rebuild and strengthen our community. The site will continue to grow and evolve, and I encourage you to share events, suggestions, or resources by navigating to the envelope icon at the top of the page or the contact link at the bottom of the homepage. We invite the community to visit ashevillerecovers.org, stay informed, and be part of the recovery process. I'll now turn it over to our Communication and Public Engagement Director, Dowell Hitch, who will give an overview of the Helene Recovery Priorities Survey that took place earlier this month. Dowell?
Thank you, Deborah. And first, I'd like to share a sincere thank you to all who participated in the Helene Priorities or the Helene Recovery Priorities Survey. There were nearly 6,900 responses. And while this type of engagement is not a statistically valid measure, it does give some insight into our community's experiences and needs following Helene. The results of the survey were an important reference point for City Council as they identified key focus areas for Helene recovery at their annual retreat last Thursday and Friday. Survey outreach included daily social media promotions, media coverage in local news outlets and at these community briefings, announcements in city newsletters and email campaigns, direct engagement with neighborhood groups and business organizations, flyer distribution at city community centers, the transit center, and public bulletin boards within the survey area, and door-to-door outreach in legacy neighborhoods through our Community Connector program. Today, I'll give just a few key takeaways from the survey. A full report is available at ashevillerecovers.org/2025 survey report. So if you'd like to dig in a little bit deeper, that information is available there. So now back to the results. A number of key areas of concern emerged from the survey respondents, including strengthening infrastructure, expanding housing solutions, supporting economic recovery, enhancing food security, and maintaining a focus on sustainability. With respect to strengthening infrastructure, 96% of respondents rated infrastructure repair as essential or very important, and 94% supported rebuilding infrastructure to be stronger and more storm resilient, even if it takes longer. 94% highlighted road repairs as essential or very important, while infrastructure improvements such as sidewalk repairs, greenways, and bikeways were rated as lower importance. Those percentages were 68, 63, and 44% respectively. Demographic information was optional on the survey, which is our standard practice for all public engagement surveys. And while this survey is not a representative sample, there were some notable differences in responses within different demographic groups. One example is in the housing stability area, where 74% of overall respondents rated affordable housing development as essential or very important. And then when looking at responses by demographic groups, we saw that 88% of people who identified as renters rated that same function, the housing stability focus area, as essential or very important, as well as 86% of lower income residents, 83% of younger respondents, and 80% of respondents who identify as Black, Indigenous, or people of color. Additionally, 71% of overall respondents support rent or mortgage assistance to prevent displacement. Digging a little deeper into impacts by key groups, BIPOC communities gave greater importance to housing, food security, and transportation accessibility. Business owners gave greater importance to business recovery at 89%, identifying that as an essential or very important need, and arts funding. Again, that was at 75%. Displaced residents gave greater importance to basic needs. Lower income respondents gave greater importance to affordable housing, rental assistance, and emergency shelter. Renters gave greater importance to affordable housing, emergency shelter, and tenant protections. And finally, young respondents, which are identified as age 25 and under, noted higher percentages of emotional distress, challenges to food access, and income loss. These survey insights and input from a workshop with Asheville Board and Commission chairs were a first step in understanding community impacts and needs. Moving forward, there will be additional input opportunities for deeper understanding, including engagement around the community development block block grant disaster recovery funds that the city received. Those meetings are underway. There is a meeting tonight at the Skyland Library at 6 p.m. Additionally, there are in-person meetings scheduled February 24th at the Wesley Grant Southside Community Center and February 26th at the East Asheville Library. Please visit publicinput.com/cdbg-dr for more information. I'll now turn it back over to Ms. Campbell, who will follow up with an overview of last week's City Council retreat and how this engagement helped to inform City Council's discussions around Helene recovery priorities.
Thank you, Dow. Asheville City Council members met last week on February 13th and 14th at their annual retreat to discuss Helene recovery priorities over the next 18 months. During the two-day retreat, council members identified guiding principles and a vision specific to Helene recovery. The recovery vision they identified was as follows: rooted in resilience, rising in unity, repairing with care, ready for tomorrow. To achieve the recovery vision, City Council identified the following guiding principles: community-centered, accountability and transparency, maintaining Asheville's uniqueness, innovation, strength, resilience, sustainability, and collaboration. As Dowa mentioned earlier, the Helene Priority Survey and the Board and Commission Chairs Workshop provided City Council information about the community's current needs and experiences in the aftermath of Helene. With the input received in mind, council members established 4 priority areas focused on Helene recovery: people, housing, infrastructure/environment, and the economy. Facilitators and city staff are currently summarizing the notes from the discussions at the retreat and will identify draft priority action steps. Those draft priority actions will be shared with the City Council at a future work session. As we look towards the 2026 fiscal year budget, the community is invited to participate in the budget public comment session during the February 25th council meeting. This meeting will be held in person in the council chamber located on the second floor of City Hall at 5 p.m. Comments may also be submitted by email or voicemail through the Engagement Hub located on the front page of the city's website. The city manager's proposed budget will be informed by community input from this early public comment opportunity and direction received from City Council. And in closing, I'd like to extend my continued thanks to the mayor and City Council, all of our dedicated City of Asheville employees, our other partners in the county, state, and federal government, as well as our private and nonprofit partners who continue to work tirelessly on recovery efforts. I'll now turn it back over to Lillian.